Hello everyone, I am Ravi Gupta. This video will talk about on the topic of interview. So let's start. What is interview? An interview is a face-to-face conversation between the interviewer and the interview, where the interviewer seek reply from the interview for choosing a potential human resources. According to Gale, interview is a selection procedure designed to predict future job performance based on the applicant oral responses to oral inquiries. So like next. Overview. Introduction. Type of interview. Characteristic of focus group. Technique of interview. Top 10 tips for a successful job interview. Do and do not of interviewing. Advantage and limitation of interview. Conclusion. So let next. Introduction. Interview is a face-to-face interaction between two persons for a particular purpose. An interview is a purpose exchange of ideas, the answering of questions, and communication between two or more persons. A selection interview is a selection procedure designed to predict future job performance on the basis of applicant oral responses to oral inquiries. So, next. Types of interview. Based on purpose, based on structure, based on design, based on purpose. Research interview. Interview may be used as a tool for gathering data required for the researcher to test hypotheses or solve this problem for historically. Clinical interview. In clinical work, social workers and use interview to acquire information about an individual problem, his past history, job, and family adjustment. Based on structured. The same type of question are presented in the same order of each interview. Unstructured. The interviews are largely free of arrange the form of timing of the question. He can thus rephrase the question, modify them, and add some new question of his list. Based on design. Individual interview. In some situation, an interviewer may interview on one individual at one time. Focus group interview. Sometimes because of the limitation time and resources is a preferable to collect information by interview collected individually. Such a group is focus group. So now next. Comfortable interview. Sampling a number of focus group, developing question, natural number of individuals constituting the focus group. Training of interviewer for holding focus group interviews. First, comfortable interview. Hold focus group in familiar or neutral settings such as office building, libraries and school etc. Sampling and number of focus group. Frame 3 or 4 focus group of each audience category that is of interest. Is after the third or fourth group, the team is still receive new information. The team might continue conducting focus group until no new information is eliciting. Developing question. The question must be conversation and easy to participate. Natural and number of individuals constituting the focus group, including those individuals in this group who have the characteristic experience and knowledge ready to provide rich information on the topic. All participate in the group should feel comfortable while talking to with one another. Training to interview for holding focus group interview. Limit the size of the group of 6 and individually so the almost all the participants have a chance to share the information. So next, technique of interview. Preparation of the interview, conducting of interview, recording of the interview. First, preparation of the interview. The interview must decide exactly what kind of data the interview should yield. Conducting the interview is ask only one question at a time. Repeat a question if necessary. Listen carefully for the interview answer. Try to make sure that the subject understand this question. Recording of the interview. This interview may make use to schedule to structure format rating scale on a tape recorder to record the response of the interview. The use of tape recorder provide on the objective basis. So next. Top 10 tips for a successful job interview. Dress for success. A professional business clothes are always appropriate regardless on the type of the job you are the interview for. proper hygiene and the TD appearance are important. Iron and clothes if you can or avoid strong perfumes on colleagues. Be there on time. Try to arrive 5 or 10 early to save. Find out at least on where you are going to how long if you take to get there. Drive to travel the route a day or two had the same. Be confident. Feeling nervous in an interview is perfect normal. Just do not let your nervous overpower for interview. Eye contact and acclaim, clear speaking voice, and excellent way to show your confidence. Watch your body language. During your interview, relax and sit normally, but do not slouch in your chair or learn on the interview desk. Be professional. This begin with a smile and firm handshake. Remember, this is your first interview of the organization. Listening to ask clarification if you need it. Remember to listen carefully of the interview question so that you actually answer the question and never interrupt. If you do not understand something, do not afraid to ask the clarification. Do and do not for interviewing. Do not assume anything. Do not form prejudgment. Do ask both open and closed questions. Do avoid confrontation. Do act in friendly and professional manner. Do verify understanding through probing and confirming question. Do listen actively. Advantage of the interview: easy corruption of a speech. Any misunderstanding and mistake can be reflected in interview because the interview physically present before the interview. Sufficient information, time saving. Time saving interview can help to save time to select the best suitable candidate. Increasing knowledge. Any interview increased knowledge of both of the interview and interviewee. They can interchange their view and ideas. Exploring cause behind the problem. In business, executive need to solve different type of problem to explore to find out the actual reason. Flexible. One of the major advantages of interview is flexible. So next, limitation of the interview: incomplete process, no record, lack of attention. Much attention is required for a good interview, but sometimes is observed that both of the interview and interviewee are less attentive. There is a wide real information can be collected. Disappointed, time consuming. Time contained one of the major limitation of the interview process. Efficiency of the interview. Interview is a systematic process of data collection. The success of interview depend on the efficiency of the interview. So next, conclusion. Know the company useful to pretty well acquired of the company and type of the work they do. You will need it to homework and how to something their corrupt culture. Confirm important details. Switch off your mobile phone. No wet fins handshake. Ask questions. At the end of the interview, ask question if you chance to really impress of interviewer. If you are research skill about the company and list of the plain question about to rule. Body language. Job offer. Thank you and watching the amazing video like this, so like, subscribe and click on the bell icon.